Hi, my name is Greg Kelly, Executive Director of World Mission. And if you're like me and most other Christians, you want to make a difference as it relates to the Great Commission. But you're probably asking yourself, what can I really do that's going to make a significant difference in the world? And that's a great question, and all of us struggle with it. Well, I've got an answer for you today. I want you to think about the impact in 1440 that Johann Gutenberg had upon the world for Christ. And as you know, he's the developer and founder of the printing press technology. And Gutenberg, at his time, the average man didn't have access to the gospel message. Can you imagine that? People, literally hundreds of thousands of people, never having access to a Bible until 1440, when they were able to mass produce Bibles. Most historians agree that because of that invention, it ushered in the Protestant Great Reformation. And so just think about that kind of an impact, because what I'm about to share with you has the potential for impact on that level. Unfortunately, today, just like the time of Gutenberg, millions of people don't have access to the gospel. But it's not because they don't have access to a printed Bible. It's because they can't read for themselves. I'm not sure if you realize this, but literally half of the world prefers a non-literate form of learning. Think about that. 1 out of every 2 people of the 6 billion people in the world prefer a non-literate form of learning. Well, that complicates the matter when you hand them a printed Bible, because, again, they're not going to be able to read it. And so that's why this device right here is so significant. It's called the Treasure. And what the Treasure is it's the entire Bible in one self-contained unit. It has a solar panel on it and rechargeable batteries, so that this literally could be used in any far remote corner of the world, whether it's a bush jungle, or whether it's on top of a mountain, or whether it's in the middle of a desert. All you need is the sun and something that will recharge it, and you're good to go. And so because people don't have access, we are distributing this. But there's thousands of languages, and so you might be asking yourself, well, where do you begin to focus, Greg? Well, we target areas where the Lord's given us great access and great relationships. And what we call this vision is our First 500 vision. And I'd like to offer you the opportunity to make a significant difference, just like Johann Gutenberg, by becoming a partner of our First 500 vision. What we're doing is we're targeting these 5 areas: Nigeria, Congo, and Mozambique in the great continent of Africa. And the reason we're targeting these areas is very simple. Because there's a tremendous need in these 3 countries because of Muslim influence and the hatred towards the gospel, because of hostilities from war and civil war, because of lack of infrastructure. All those 3 reasons provide unique opportunities for us to reach these different countries of Africa. I'd also like to direct you to the great country of India. You see, India has more unique diversity than any country in the world. There's more people groups, more languages spoken in India than anywhere else in the globe. And as a result of that, there's great complications with establishments of education and opportunities for people to learn to read. And so in India alone, there's as many illiterate adults in the country of India as there is every man, woman, and child in the United States of America. Over 270 million illiterate adults. That's the reason why the Treasure is uniquely needed in India. And the final country of our First 500 vision is here in Indonesia. Very similar to India in the standpoint there's a tremendous amount of diversity of languages and people groups, but there's also a great Islamic influence there, and there's great hostility towards the gospel. And so the Treasure, friends, is a wonderful tool. When we distribute it, the First 500 basically represents 100 units a month into each one of these 5 countries that I just identified. Now, think about having historic access to the gospel for only $40. Because when we send a Treasure out, that's all it costs. It only takes $40 for us to take one of these and distribute it into one of these countries. And every unit that we send out, 12 people gather around, and for the first time in their lives, they're having access to the gospel. Think about that. Think about Johann Gutenberg and what he did with the printing press, and now think about yourself. For only $40 a month, you can bring the gospel message to 12 people every single month. So we want to encourage you by contacting us at World Mission at our website, which is www.worldmission.cc, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-77-WORLD. Thanks so much for watching this. Please forward this on to some of your friends and encourage them as well to be First 500 partners. God bless you.